In case you are wondering why so many people around you have gone wrong, have gone amok, or whatever you want to call it, and you're feeling awkward, left aside because you haven't broken down like them, well, probably there is greater aspects, right? There is greater purpose for you. But I do not believe in predefined purposes for people. Now, the question is, if the so-called soul comes back here, it has a certain karma, because only karma allows physicality to exist. So obviously, it has a certain type of mission, if we are to call it so. Even if this word is a bit kind of giving too much importance to this aspect, we are free from birth. It is the programming that we've gone through that made us believe that we are not. Because in order to rule billions of people, you need to teach them from birth that they would be useless. Because school teaches you that you're useless. And it kind of turns you into a useless being. It never, well, actually, more like in a useless doing. Because being means knowing how to exist without giving importance and energy to emotional and psychological turmoils, and you do not succumb to those in this way. But school teaches you to pit yourself against the others, against your own friends because they got better marks than you, better grades, because someone can actually learn better, or has a greater passion towards subjects which you may not like that much. And teachers simply kind of support this, right? And some of them simply vent off their frustrations in life on you. And you, the young ones, simply take up these frustrations and carry them over. In this world where you are born and you are taught that you are useless, starting with religion, that there is one deity that you must worship, else you will feel its wrath, that you cannot live life without that being, and that you cannot understand or be, in communion with that being without someone else. That being, we are part of that being. We do not need someone else. We don't need to lend our powers to someone else. We've done this for thousands of years, and look where our world has come. If you ever think that everyone around you is more or less broken, and somehow you're the one who is not, well, unless you're a case of psychiatry, simply rejoice, because the wave has simply crashed upon the world. The waves of madness have come and have gone. They have shown us the limitations of our perceptions, the limitations we have set upon for thousands of lives before this, of letting ourselves down, of people pleasing, of saying, no, it's all in your head, accepting this emotional blackmail, these emotional games that we are the ones at fault, not the majority. If you're ever wondering whether you're the one broken and everyone else is normal and you should be like those, never forget that in a sick society, aligning yourself with a profoundly sick society is no measure of health. J. Krishnamurti said it. So the point is, if you're wondering and you're thinking whether there is still something left for you, just like at times I'm thinking, well, I for one would say one thing. I've been through worse. I faced most of these things in these times. Most likely I faced worse, much worse in previous lifetimes. And one thing is clear. I am here, capable of at least some level of self-awareness, which goes to show that, well, self-awareness means I have won many of the previous lives. I haven't lived them just fully guided or, let's say, led by impulses, just like in this life. There are some impulses still ruling over me, but the majority, well, the majority are left behind, because that is the point. You are just like an aircraft that needs to simply jettison that which is no longer needed, so that it can fly longer, because fuel starvation is something that will happen towards all of us. In order for something to live, it needs to burn, because the stars that give off the light that we need, they are simply burning. All sources of light, they are simply burning. If you look at a human, there is an aura that appears out of this body, because something within them is still burning. Your body is creating heat because it is burning certain things, and there is a certain amount of energy. That amount of energy is technically what you call time. because when that energy simply depletes, the physical body will no longer be capable of supporting that which you truly are. Let's call it a soul, as people say. So if you're ever wondering whether there is still something out of this world left for you, never forget one simple quote that simply stood with me for as long as I heard it. That quote is, "Whatever be, the best is yet to come." The best is yet to come. That is what I always say. For from the ashes of a fallen empire shall rise simply the seeds of a newer one, of a one that is going to be far more, well, aware, let's say. And the people who have been tormenting you, they have given you some of their pains. And since we all are so versed in not taking into account those pains of ours and simply live on with other people's pains, well, it is time to tell ourselves more and more and make it into a habit to believe and embrace the fact that the best is yet to come. There are 21 more days, well, better said 20 more days to the Great Conjunction, the 21st of December 2021. This is going to be yet another day in which we evolve even more. Despite the corruption this state, this sick society is showing in trying to simply prevent these situations to improve us, because for some reason they are not capable, they also want us to not be. So what last thing I can say is happy birthday to my country and to fellow Romanians everywhere. Today, the 1st of December, is the most important day, I would say, in the history of our country. And obviously, many things have been moving forwards in this country. It is high time people give up corruption and anyone who is an engine of corruption and who supports corruption, because we have seen that large entities do not care about us. The European Union is nothing else but fake. Televisions are nothing else but fake people. Who knows what kind of laboratories they may have been made, if they are so weak, so feeble, that they accept literally any little bit of paper to simply say whatever. These are the generations of people pleasers that have represented humanity for so long, because humanity has been propagated by a very select few. Some of them, well, they had to pay with their lives to pave the future of humanity. But one thing has been clear throughout all the time. Those who have been truly humans, well, some of them needed others to rally them. Some of them were the ones to rally the others. And isn't it funny that there is always a balance in this world? Because yogic sciences say that this is the 84th parallel universe that exists. All the others have faded more or less. Most of them have fully faded. 84 is the cycle of life. A full human life is said to be 84 years. After that, a lot of the karmic aspects will simply be transcended if people can live beyond that. So why do you think the world was kept in poverty, in misery, and in means of killing one another and disallowing them from reaching greater ages? So the point is, there is so much balance in this universe. It is said that the distance from the Earth to the Moon is 114 units, just as much as from the Earth to the Sun. Again, 114, well, other units, but this 114 is prevalent in there as well. And the universe, well, actually the Earth, if we put it within the Sun, 114 Earths put one near the other would equate the diameter of the Sun. 114 chakras the human body has. So there is a perfection in this universe that we are not allowed to experience, that we are not allowed to observe. So if you're still wondering whether things can happen in a good way or a bad way, just never forget that the best is yet to come. We have seen what corruption can lead to. It is high time we create greater generations. Generations that will live more and more aware. Generations that have come again and again to fight these wars. After the World War II, there has been a shortage of men, but somehow nature simply balanced that, because if there is imbalance, nature will quickly rearrange things in such a way that balance will come back. If you ever think there will be a shortage of heroes, Nature doesn't create spares for nothing. For if some become lost in their way, there will be others to pick them up, to pull them back to their path, or simply replace them in cases in which, well, karma or whatever will spell some kind of curse, or, they stray too much from their side, from their path, let's say. All this being said, hopefully this video was introspective, just like literally anything that one can find on the YouTube channel. That's, well, also houses this video. I'm not interested in saying my channel because it is not mine. Just like there is nothing in this world. Nothing belongs to you. Not even to the entities that created these. But they will keep a powerful clutch on them because they are obsessed with control. Whoever is obsessed with control, well, they will seek to follow that path. And they will seek havoc and destruction in others. Because whoever suffers, well, misery loves company. All this being said, you are appreciated. Happy birthday, Romania. Take care, become introspective, and you'll see the answers will come to you.